Shit, this is Big Flo.
Yo, what's up? This is DJ X.
This is Kang.
This is G-Bo.
This is Vez.
This is Juno.
You're tuned in to GFG TV.
So we're live here at GFG TV.
You tuned in to GFG TV.
And you're now tuned in to GFG TV.
When you're tuned in to GFG TV.
West YouTube, it's your boy Big Ray West. You tuned in to GFG TV.
You tuned in to GFG TV. It's your boy HB the Kang, and I'm here with the Board Dad Productions. He says some shit that's really relatable. So it was Bastard Sons. We had thought on the project, and we have recorded, I don't know, 3 or 4 tracks, and I just need to get back out there and keep with the process. But you know, it's taken me forever to get out there, or even to get over here. I am the most ambitious procrastinator you'll ever meet.
I probably get along with you pretty well. That's why they call me the bored dad. I'm bored. I always take on more, but I tell you what, I sometimes can procrastinate the shit out of shit. I don't get it. Like, but I'm always busy though.
Yeah.
Like
when you first catch the idea, you're super hyped for it.
Yeah.
You know, you got all of these. Go ahead.
I gotta make this money.
Yes, sir.
You get super hyped for it, and it's like, man, okay, so we can do this, we can do that. Shit, we need capital. Okay, how do we? And then all of these things just start tumbling, and it's like, if you smoke weed and don't drink, you can be really productive. At least I can.
Yeah.
But as soon as I crack that top, it's like, fuck it. I ain't worried about it. It'll get done when it gets done.
I get stuck on. See, when I fell in love with like video, like doing video stuff,
Yeah.
and doing the whole shit, it took part of, cause like an ADHD type brain, you know, like, so like my thoughts are like always like 90 miles an hour, and
Yeah.
you know, smoking slows that down for me.
It gave it some contours.
Gives you like a point of focus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
That
it
makes
gives
sense.
me that ability to focus on stuff. So when I get smoking, man, my creative side just goes nuts, and like I just get lost in my computer just editing, you know. And I never thought that I would be that person, but it
works.
It
See, I
does.
got a point in my afternoon rituals where I got probably an hour to an hour and a half where everything just fucking clicks, and it's right there, and all the words come out on point, and then I go to read it back the next day or so, and I'm off cadence, or this doesn't fit, or I'm trying to decipher these chicken scratches, because I still write on paper. I refuse to do it over a phone. I don't know. I think it's something tangible.
Yeah.
About the pen and the
The
pad.
process.
Yeah.
It's physical.
Yeah.
It's real. You know what I mean? If you write something wrong, you got to know you write it wrong.
Yeah.
You have to cross it out,
You have to go back and fix it,
and you have to fix it.
or you find a better word.
Yeah.
And I find myself doing that a lot more, because when I first started, I would listen and be dismayed at my lack of vocabulary. Like, you would say the same things. Well, there are a plethora of words that you can use to mean the same thing. And I think that kind of stuck with me, and I've been delving deep in that rabbit hole, just to figure out how I can say things, and convey the same ideas and direction using unfamiliar terms.
Yeah. Without sounding copycatish, you know?
Yeah,
To make sure
right,
everything-
right. I don't want to sound like a book either, but I want it to be a little highbrow, just a
Yeah.
little bit. You know, like everybody pokes fun at T.I. I'm like, that dude's a genius.
Yeah.
You know, he's using it correctly. Yeah. It stands out in the sentence, and then everybody's like, oh, da 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 da. I'm like, that was amazing.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
It's intelligence. It really is. People don't realize that throughout the history of hip hop, it's a competitive nature.
Yeah.
That people forget the competitiveness of it, and they think that the competitiveness was just money, but in all reality, it was competitive of skill.
Yes.
You know, ability,
Lyricism.
You know, and your lane. You know, are you a multi-syllable type person rapper?
Right.
Are you a flow rapper?
Right.
Are you a mix of all? You know, do you like to bounce it before? You know what I mean? Do you have range? You know, those things came out. Like, that's when people go like, oh, who's the dopest rapper of all time? Like, Okay, well then you have to think of what do you prefer?
Yeah, I mean, and those are all opinions, honestly.
There is no, because it's
no right answer.
There's no right answer because there was no book to do this.
Tripp Shelton, one of the dopest that ever do it, and like honestly, I heard Dead Flowers first, and then I got to go back and check out 1,000 Bars, 1,006 probably, but dude was a fucking animal. I'm like, why is he not on? You know, why can't I find him at Best Buy? What the fuck is going on with Sam Goody? Do they got something against my guy here? Mm-hmm. And it's just he chose to pursue something different, and I can't be mad at him. But I think he is one of the most talented in the city.
Tripp's dope. He's probably, if I wouldn't say my favorite, he's probably easily top 3. Guaranteed top 5.
Yeah, well,
but
you got.
I also
throw
like
Smoov
the
in there
dude as
too.
a person, because like you know what I mean. Through talking to dude and like getting to know him a little bit. And I barely know dude. You know, I barely know him, but super intellectual.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, and not a lie in the guy's bone. You know what I mean? He doesn't. That guy. I don't think he could tell a white lie if he had to.
No sugarcoating. There's no sugarcoating.
There's no sugarcoating it from Tripp.
And
if you're gonna ask a question, you're gonna get the answer.
that's right. And I feel the same way about Deps. And when you talk to Smoov G, you know,
Yeah, same.
and Smoov, he reminds me of like if Nas was born in DMI. Like that's just kind of the vibe I get from Smoov. And I've known Smoov for a good long while.
First person I shot a video for him. This is
Amazing.
Mm.
Yeah.
first person really, and he reached out to me.
He knew you was doing something with it.
Yeah, he said, you know, hey, I like your hustle, and I know you're investing in yourself. And,
Yeah.
You know, let's work.
Yeah, that's him.
And I've never stopped working with him.
Yep, that's him.
I think every video besides a couple that he did with one of
I
his buddies
collaborated.
from out of town.
Yeah.
He shot some videos with his buddy from out of town, which were dope.
Yeah.
I don't hate on it.
Right.
Anybody, I don't care. You can work with me one time. I'm not gonna hate you. No matter. You know what I mean?
I think the one time we had worked together was at the Get You Something thing at Merchant's house. But speaking of, I don't think I'll battle again. If I get the opportunity, I might. But I think it was a one-off.
I think Crazy Baby's really the only person doing anything with Get You Some right now. He's the one that's been setting up the.
Mad props to the man. He's always had a hustle in that direction.
Yeah, he's
You know, him and Robbie and Future and Hungry, I think, were the real driving forces behind it.
Yeah.
But I just don't like the pressure.
I know Future put a lot into it.
He did.
He put a lot into it.
Yeah.
And I know. Yeah.
I would always show up and watch and support.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
I think I was there from like their 4th show, maybe no 3rd show. I think they did like 2 shows and they had like an underground, like a basement style one.
yeah,
And then
yeah,
I
the
started
secret
from-
battles.
Yeah, and then I think I filmed all the ones from there on.
I think the first time I showed up to was at a little red bar at the east side, and this place was just
Yeah, I think that's where I first met you.
yeah, this place was so tiny and it was so fucking hot.
Was
There
he
was
started rapping outside.
oh,
He
yeah.
rapped for like 5 minutes straight. I was like, this dude could rap his ass off. That's the first memory I had of you was at that
man.
bar at those battles.
I used to be able to just freestyle right off the top.
Yeah.
I kind of neglected the ability and it
I don't know how many
vapor in the wind.
That was like 2015 maybe 2014, 15, I think.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. We were kind of going over, you know, the work you did with Deps, and we've spoke about some of your favorite local rappers. But you want to, you know, kind of just dive a little bit more into that one.
So like I said, I mean, Tripp is a monster. Gadima's One Deep album was a very, I think, cohesive effort. And there's always this one sample that gets stuck in my head, and it's, I remember when you were down and you needed a helping hand. I came to feed you, but now that I need you. And that just kind of, man, I was like, fuck, that's hard. And then he goes in, that's why I roll, that's why I roll, that's why I roll, that's why I roll one deep. And I was like, that shit was hard. I got introduced into Depths around Folk Hop, and then I backtracked all the way to Tornado Alley, and that dude, he's a fucking monster. I mean, he can chop, he can spit, he can sing. He's an all around unit.
Records himself.
Yeah, Smoov G is one of my favorites.
Chilla.
Yeah, just from, you know, his perspective on things and the way he writes, and the beat selections. They kind of, you know, like he works with Eddie Glasses and stuff like that, and it's just got that real hip hop sound to it. But those are the people that I look up to. You know what I mean? As a lyricist.
So, favorite like local producers, and what are some features that you're proud of?
Producers. So I've worked with Steve Phelps, solid guy. His production is you know some of the nicest that I've been to. You know, everybody goes to X, and I understand the dude does great work. I'm broke. X is expensive. But XO, now that man come over and he would plug in his equipment and he would start building the beat, and then all of a sudden we just go to work. That was something different. That was the only time I had ever recorded at my own house, and all I had was a mic, and it would go into his equipment and his laptop. That was cool. The Dropouts make some of the dopest beats I've heard. And then again, I have to go back to Depths because in his own right, he makes a lot of his own shit, and it's not stuff you would normally hear anywhere else. I think that about round it off. Hold on, Church got some fucking beats. Frederick Crawford. If you don't know, ask somebody.
Crawford. Is that Church?
Church, yeah.
Church, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm friends with him on Facebook. That's Church.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's dope too. Yeah.
He is.
Definitely. And then some of your features that you know, some people you've worked with that you're proud of.
I mean, I'm proud of anything I can stand over GFG. That's first and foremost. I've done a feature with Gadima that one of us is going to put out on a B-sides or a feature effort. And you know, Smoov, working with him was, we had done 2 or 3 tracks together, and it was efficient. It was cold. It was right there. It's to the point about the money. Depths was like a real laid back, you know, okay, what are we kind of doing here? And it gave me kind of like the old GFG vibe where we'd all sit around the table and get the pens and the pads out. And, you know, we did Riverbank, which was on his Hell or High Water album. And then Tripp's Oh Happy Day, that's, you know, that man asked me to do a track, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck to do. I ain't got a fucking clue. But I don't know. I don't want to embarrass myself jumping on this track. But he liked it, and he gave me a shout out. And one of the other ones, it was just straight bars, I think, and it was one where he's got that hurricane and he's sitting on the stoop and just drinking and spitting, and I was like, holy shit, that guy's a fucking animal. Just, he's ridiculous on the mic. I don't understand it. I don't know how you can get that raw and go to work.
It's a talent. Is there really anybody around here that you wanted to work with that you haven't yet?
I want to work with Young Duke and Splashy. Like, I dig these guys' sounds. I like the energy they put into it, and Splashy's got some heart messages. You know what I mean? I got a copy of Brenda's Son, and that shit was on point. I like Dizzo and Young Genius. I actually bought a bunch of his beats way back when he first started messing around with Smooth Criminal, and I don't know what the fuck happened to him. They were on a CD, but as another producer, he's grown leaps and bounds since then. But he had that something even back then.
Shout out Fleet.
Yeah, Fleet, the genius.
So, a little bit of a switch up a pace here. But what is your favorite alcoholic beverage? Beer, liquor?
Depends on what I'm doing, man. Like if I gotta maintain and granted I'm not.
Let's break it all down.
If I gotta maintain and I'm not going to work, but you know there's like a little family function and we're going for longevity, we're beer all the time. Let's go. If it's just me and I got this amount of time before I have to go to bed, oh well that's a bottle of BV right there. That is.
Now, tell them what BV is. Some don't know.
Black velvet. Like the black velvet and that little boy smile. Woo! God damn. And there's something about Canadian whiskey, like I liken Black Velvet to Crown and even the Kirklands because they all have a similar taste and it's smoother and apparently drunk me is not as much of an asshole or it has more of a filter than say bourbon. I love bourbon. That is the bang for your buck go-to. Let's get fucked up right now. Bottle. Wild Turkey. Bullet. My stepdad got me a canteen from a veteran-owned distillery in Nebraska. And it's a fucking glass WW2 canteen filled with this bourbon and it was delicious. It was glorious. It's just got that right flavor in it. Oh my God.
So you're a dark liquor fan then over
Sir,
light?
well, I mean, my palate has changed. You know, back in the day it was, okay, let's get drunk for cheap. So we would run the Hawkeye vodka in the Kool-Aid or the little fruit bowl jugs. Hey, the Red Death, my brother Chief would call it. There've been more than a couple times I had let that go the wrong way.
Yeah.
I mean, we would chase Hawkeye vodka with the fucking Mad Dog or beer bong it with a little splash of grape Kool-Aid on the top. Like, fuck it, let's go. We got two of them. We had $21. Look at what we accomplished.
Yeah. I can't see anything.
No.
I can see you.
Yeah. You remember your first time getting drunk?
Probably not. I'm pretty sure it was when I was at fucking school, which is probably a bad start.
So, beer before liquor or liquor before beer?
It doesn't matter. You're gonna get fucked up.
There it is.
It doesn't matter.
It does not fucking matter. And people be mixing shit that shouldn't be mixed. That's why I get sick.
That is a true story.
You try putting some milky shit with your shit. And you trying to go all over town.
I've had some Colorado
Stuff.
Bulldogs. I've drank Fireball before, and I've also drank Bummerface. Now, if you try to put all of these in the blender that is our stomach, one way or another, it's coming back out, and you won't be happy at all.
Yeah. So you remember the first time you got high?
I think it was with my stepbrother Timmy at that school right over by Highland Park, that little elementary school. I don't remember what it was called, Oak something maybe. But yeah, we was out there fucking smoking, being kids.
How'd y'all do it? How was y'all getting high?
A joint. And then I think the next time was my brother Chief, and that was out of a fucking pop can.
Yeah.
And I had to walk home from Stowe Elementary.
How old were you?
I couldn't tell you. 5th grade probably.
5th grade.
Walking home from around there, just blitzed out of my fucking mind. Like, okay, let's figure out how to make these feet work. And you can never get back to that again. Now everybody's smoking fucking quarters a day and shit, and we got fucking expensive. Yeah. In a quick damn hurry. I remember people would have a special glass pipe for what they would call hydro. Now you didn't get that very often because we're in a landlocked state, and most of the places that had it, well, they were fucking stingy. But when you did, it was special. You kept it in its own little jar. It was separate from all the other weed. Man.
When I was growing up, they called it Kind Bud. KB.
Okay, I remember the Kind Buds.
KB.
Yeah. Kind Bud. There was Kind Bud, Hydro. And then I remember this one dude, he came through, he's like, I got these popcorn nuggets. You ever seen popcorn?
Yeah.
And it was the last
shit,
buzz,
bro.
but it was some
He's like, this that Chunky Monkey Red. I'm like, what? That sound amazing. What's it do?
I had $15 on it.
Yeah.
You ain't getting shit.
you get one little popcorn.
Oh, they gram you out all day on the East. Okay, come on.
So what are your thoughts on marijuana legalization and the progress?
It should have been done a long fucking time ago. You use it to rebuild the infrastructure, put kids through fucking school. I mean, it's with so many, well, in the way school is today, but like with so many dilapidated buildings that we have, you could use that fucking money that you would make on the taxes to do fucking anything, you know? And the powers that be will never they're called public servants, but they serve themselves. And I think this should have been done a long time ago. Decriminalizing everybody who has a charge of it should be either forgiven or restitution for the time they had served for it.
Facts.
Because weed is, what the fuck are you gonna beat up on weed? The fridge? What are you gonna do?
Exactly.
Now, granted, if you were high, you got into a car accident, it was your fault. Okay, well, there's some repercussions and responsibilities to be taken. But it's fucking weed, man. It fucking grows.
Yeah.
Mushrooms, they fucking grow.
So what are your, did you vote on the presidential election and what are your thoughts on the results?
It's all a scam. No, I didn't vote. It's all bullshit. They give you a two-party system in order to divide us further down. They give you a third option, but nobody's dumb enough to run for it except for Bernie, and his fans go broke every time.
What are your thoughts on George Floyd killing in the following protests?
Man, that was a spark on a bunch of dry grass. There had been far too many things of that nature going on, and honestly, it needed to happen. Not George Floyd, rest his soul, but the actions that followed. There was a stand that needed to be made, and more power to everybody who did it.
Big facts. And on the opposite end, what are your thoughts on the Proud Boys?
The fuck is a Proud Boy?
Yeah, exactly on my thoughts, but I'll define it. It's the hat flickers,
The Trump guys,
the Trump guys. Yeah.
they were always there. He just kind of brought them out of the woodwork, I guess.
Took the mask off, and then they all raided his house.
God damn, that's a good fucking way to look at it. Please keep that in there.
Hey, why? I ain't taking that out.
You should be who you are, no matter what. And when you act like that, people should be able to identify you for just who you are. You know what I mean? You know, you shouldn't be a closet racist, or if you're a fucking homo, be a homo. You know what I mean? If whatever you are, just fucking be that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong, but there are people that I will choose to keep out of my company because of how they present themselves to me.
Exactly.
Hey, shake that mouse.
We're gonna hit back in some sports here. What do you think about the current state of the Dallas Cowboys?
Give Dak the money.
Thank you.
Give Dak the money. You know, I am not a fair weather fan, but I'm a fair weather watcher. I will make time when it's time for time to be made. But other than that, you know, I usually got shit to do. I gotta fucking work. But the current state of the Dallas Cowboys, give Dak the money. Just let it go. We can afford it. Jerry! We can afford it.
They don't hear us though.
Alright, so you watching any Celtics basketball lately?
I haven't.
Cyclones or Hawks?
Hawks.
UFC or boxing?
I've watched more UFC, but I remember when it was a different sport. You know, like the K1 Grand Prix and stuff like that, pride fighting. And they didn't have, I guess, so many rules or regulations. It was more of like that, you know, the tough man contest and shit like that. And I enjoyed those. Nowadays, you know, it's still a predominant force in sports entertainment, but I think boxing kind of fell by the wayside because it got incorporated into or assimilated by most people who were in the UFC.
Name 3 of your all-time favorite movies.
God damn.
Or 3 favorite that you can think of.
Life, Eddie Murphy,
There you
Martin
go.
Lawrence.
That's so good.
Got my damn toe stuck in the bottom. It wasn't the pie that was, it wasn't the bullets that was worried about me. The damn pie was too hot. Man, that movie is just, it's got so many great
One-liners
parts.
in
Yeah.
that. It's ridiculous.
Ralph Macchio in The Crossroads. Now this had come out the year I was born, and it's about this New York City kid who goes into a correctional care facility and breaks this old man Willie Brown out, blind dog Fulton. He takes him back home, back down to the Delta, to where he can get his soul back from the deal he made on the Crossroads. It's fucking amazing.
Check into that.
If you like the blues or anything of that nature, it'll definitely put a smile on your face.
You ever seen that?
Nope. I'm gonna when I rewatch this to edit it, I'm gonna write it down and I'm gonna watch it because I'm a movie guy.
It's the fucking Karate Kid playing guitar with who's that broad? I can't think of her name. But she was super young back then, and I was just happy when the boy got to hit it. And then she left. And boy, did he let that guitar sing. He said, Blind Dog Fulton said, blues ain't nothing but a good man feeling down about the woman he lost. And 3. It's a toss-up between Braveheart and The Last Samurai. Those are both kind of the same story, if you think about it. But, yeah.
It's one guy who has blue paint on his face.
Yeah. And the other guy, he was, well, yeah.
Everything at home,
One's-
everything at home okay, James?
Yeah, it's good.
One was 3 hours long, the other one's 2.5.
Yeah, there you go. I like both those movies though. I've seen those. That's good.
Boy, wow.
So, any musical plans for 2021?
I'm back with the fam GFG. We're gonna do what we can while we can, and try to make something to make y'all happy.
There you go. I'll be happy when I get to show up because it's been 2 years for me since I've been able to go to a show. I've had newborns for
Back to back.
yeah.
Yeah, you should have
I got
slept back.
3
You
and
should
a
have
1
slept back
right
to back. You only had one.
Yeah, no, I couldn't stop. You know? Congratulations on your expecting
Thank
as well,
you.
sir.
Everly Rose Hill should be here. She should bless us with her company in June.
Congratulations to you and Sierra.
I appreciate that. Thank
Excited
you.
for both of you. So.
West YouTube, this your boy Big Ray West. You tuned in to GFG TV.